you get the genesis, you get the script, and he wants to sort of, change the script and do some rewrites. So they're going to work for him and his style of directing. And there's nothing superfluous about the way Jesse Johnson makes a movie. I mean, he wants to tell a story and make a great action movie. And his movies aren't, although they're all action, but they're great movies. They're crime thrillers, they're noir, they're drama, and he's telling a story. I mean, he's really a director who, his heart's really there, and he's a real connoisseur of movies. I mean, he's a real fan of everything from Japanese cinema, Kurosawa way back. I mean, he's the guy's like a film historian,
Yeah.
So that when you're in his hands, you've got a director there that you can trust, and he's going to get great performances, but also really get a great film together. And the package was just a really wonderful film to work on. Steve Austin and I, we didn't have any scenes in Tactical Force, so for me to get with him, working with him on the package again, with Jesse was fantastic. I was really happy with that.
Yeah, he was great. I mean, I'd seen him in the Expendables, but I can't say that I necessarily dipped too much into, because I was so much going through 80s and 90s action stuff for the show, I hadn't dipped much into the, apart from Expendables and Die Hards and things like that, the later stuff. And, seeing him in Tactical Force, while I agree, the direction is not great and the script is all over the place, but he is very charismatic in that film.
Yeah, yes,
and Michael Jai White is very charismatic, and you're excellent in that film. The performances are really quite good. The editing, that swish pan editing thing, let that movie down. But
stupid. It was ridiculous. And the other thing is, and we had Lara Chartrand on there as a stunt coordinator on choreographing the fights, and we had this great fight scene with me and Mike.
Yeah.
And what the director does is, you choreograph this fight, and every fight we're trying to tell a story. We're trying to show two different characters. It's yin and yang. It's back and forth. It's it's cat and mouse.
Yeah.
So we choreographed this really great little fight scene, and as soon as you get to a point where it looks really good, you swish pan away to the director's wife, shooting her guns out the back of a truck. It's like, come on, guys, we have to keep. What is this? ADD kind of filmmaking.
I completely agree.
It's like watching a porn movie, right? And then just when you get into the good bit and you cut away to something else. I mean, this is you're doing a fight scene. Let's at least just it's short enough as it is.
Yeah.
Just cutting away to something else and coming back to give the illusion that we were still fighting.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for me on certain in a movie like that.
It's funny because I watched the package straight after, and I put something up on our Facebook about the trouble with these B-movie action stuff at the moment is this, exactly like you said, ADD directing, and and I said it's such a shame because there's clearly great performances, there's clearly good scripts out there, there's clearly people coming to work to do the stuff, but it's not being serviced by these editors and these directors. And then I sat down and watched the package, and I was just blown away. I was just like, this is the stuff. This is where it's at. It's a slower take on the stuff. Dolph Lundgren is incredible in it, deep and inward thinking. Yeah, just really good. Your performance is fantastic, and Steve Austin is just, again, thoughtful and showing a slightly emotional side to him. It's great.
Well, and in there you have Jesse's direction, because I would see Jesse sort of lean over to Steve and just give a little hint, a little try this, try that, I mean, he's not a director that would go, okay, Steve, let's, the problem with Steve and the earlier movies that he did, he worked with directors that are just like, he's a fucking wrestler, just, they don't take him seriously as an actor. Yeah. And Jesse does. Jesse takes, if he's working with a Steve Austin, whoever it is, he looks at Steve Austin as an actor, and he treats him that way and with respect, and he gets a really good nuanced performance from him. And I would see Jesse just walk up to Steve and just whisper something in his ear, try this, and Steve would do it. And that's what Steve sort of needed, was somebody who would, treat him as not this sort of this character that he's played for so many years, Stone Cold, but treat him as Steve Austin, an actor, who's playing a character.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing about Jesse, is he knows how to get really good performances out of people.
Yeah, definitely. And that came across. That completely came across.
Yeah. And I think they're doing another movie. I hope they do, because, I think it's the best movie Steve's done. I think that they make a good team, those two, Jesse and Steve. I think they're doing another one. I hope so.
Yeah, definitely. I've got to check out Hunt to Kill with him and Gary Daniels. I haven't seen that yet.
Right. Yeah.
Because they did that straight after the Expendables. So I was intrigued that sort of him and Eric Roberts and Gary Daniels, having been that little threesome in the Expendables, then went off and did a movie together. I think that's going to be fun to watch that.
Yeah, I saw that. My friends made that movie. That was Keone Waxman directed it, and Laura Chartrand was, I think Lara did that, or James Bamford and Melissa Stubbs were doing the action on that, and Gary choreographed that fight with him and Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, that turned out good. And Michael Eklund is in that movie as well, who was in Tactical Force. He plays the bad guy in the movie The Call with Halle Berry, and he's a fantastic actor. He's not an action guy, but he's, what Keone did with Hunt to Kill was put some really good actors in there as well.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, no, I can't wait to check that out. Have you seen that, Doc?
I've got that. I've not got around to watching it yet, but I will do, definitely.
Yeah, it's kind of a First Blood type picture,
I've seen bits of it. But I've not watched it all the way, so I'll sit down and watch it.
And that's a good thing that a lot of these guys do, is you surround someone like Steve Austin with some really good actors, and it brings up everybody's performance,
Yeah, definitely. So can we see you in, because every Expendables has had a British guy opposite Jason Statham.
I've already thought about that, mate.
Oh, yeah?
But, I mean, I don't even know that they audition for that. You got to be offered it. You've got to sort of, Stallone has to get you've got to get his attention. So I don't really know how to do that right now. But I mean, trust me, I thought, well, look, you got Gary Daniels at number 1, Scott Adkins at number 2, Darren Shahlavi number 3. Oh, did I say that?
Yeah, exactly. No, we think the same way, dude. We think the same way. I definitely...
I wish. I don't know what's going on with that. I mean, they've just hired the director, and for me, I'll find out who the stunt coordinator is, who the fight choreographer is, and I get a lot of work because the stunt coordinator convinces the director and producers, look, if you hire Darren Shahlavi, he can act okay, he can do the fights, you know what I mean? And I get a lot of work through those guys. Lornell Stovall, he got me on Mortal Kombat, so we'll see what happens. But that's certainly sort of top of my list is Expendables 3. But I don't know how I'm going to go in a movie like that.
Well, you should be there, so I'm telling you that now.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I'd do anything on that movie. I'd open a door for any of those guys.
Well, thanks ever so much, though, Darren, for doing this interview. That's fantastic, and I'll put it all together and I'll send you the link on Twitter for when it goes up. But thank you for doing it. It's great for a show like ours to get to speak to someone like you, and I hope it's been okay.
No, fantastic. Thanks for asking me, John and Paul. Dr. Action, Kick-Ass Kid. If you have any other questions, just give me a shout, and hopefully I do some cool stuff in the next little while, and we can have another chat.
Definitely. Yeah, down the road.
Thank you for your time. It's been fantastic.
No problem. Yeah, and sorry about the delay as well, but let's chat again in the not too distant future, guys.
Yeah, I love that, Darren. All right. Well, look, thanks ever so much, and good luck and congratulations with anything you do in the future, because we'll be watching.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Need anything else, just give me a shout.
All right. Thanks, man. Take it easy.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Nutter and Baker. No weapons, no prints, no witnesses.
A serial killer is on the loose.
Killer has knowledge of anatomy. Every strike is a vital area, a nerve center.
He's part man, part metal, pure evil.
Welcome to hell!
What the hell is going on?
Well, let's see. We got 4 dead bodies out there.
He's using today's technology to trap his next victim.
What a lovely family.
To stop him, you have to hit fast, hit hard, and only one man can do the job and do it right.
The two of you are going to be working together as partners on this case.
Looks like you win.
The end game has begun! Very good.
The killings are getting closer together. He's getting better at it.
Last location, 843 Adams Street, number 21.
It's right around the corner.
Bloodmoon, starring action powerhouse Gary Daniels,
Just me and him now.
Chuck Jeffries, and Frank Gorshin. Bloodmoon. You get one shot before he kills you.
There are men, and then there are second unit podcast men. The podcast you've just been listening to is part of the Second Unit Podcast Network. Find all of our shows at 2upn.blogspot.com or on Facebook under the Second Unit Podcast Network. Our fantastic list of shows include Drunk on VHS, We Came from the Basement, No Budget Nightmares, The After Movie Diner, Dr. Action and the Kick-Ass Kid, and Bloodbaths and Boomsticks. Take one podcast into the shower. Don't be a blithering idiot, Alan. We can give you the multiple podcast cleansing system all in one place that your hair deserves. Our programming is available across all platforms from iTunes to Podomatic, TalkShoe to Stitcher, so you have absolutely no excuse. Listen today, and a free naked person of your choice will be shipped from Thailand to your door in a matter of weeks. The Second Unit Podcast Network, bringing you the action and leaving the boring stuff to the other guys. Bloody hell. Who does a girl have to blow around here to get a decent beverage?